Do the Right Thing is a movie, or I guess I should say joint, written, produced, directed by, and stars Spike Lee. It takes place in one day in a small black neighborhood outside of Brooklyn, where race tensions are a bit on the edge because there's a pizzeria owned by three Italians, a father and his two sons, and then there's a tiny market owned by an Asian couple. Our main character is Moki, who is played by Spike Lee, who works at the pizzeria. He pretty much acts as the gateway between the neighborhood and this little isolated area that doesn't seem to fit with the neighborhood. As the day goes on, events take place that just break out into utter chaos. Now, of all the movies I've had to review so far, I'm almost approaching 2 whole years of this channel, Do the Right Thing is probably the hardest, because I want to make sure that I give a really good review about the movie and its subject matter outside of saying, it's a good movie, it's funny, it's enjoyable, and all that stuff. And it is a very good movie, it is enjoyable, but the theme of this movie is definitely something that has to be addressed. This movie was made in 1989, and I'm amazed how many parallels it holds to just recent events that have occurred, like relationships between cops and black people. Like, it's astounding. Just how I said that Selma was based off a historical event, but its themes are just as important today as they were when the movie took place. And what I love about Do the Right Thing, it doesn't come across as a movie that's trying to make a statement. It very much starts out like a comedy, and the movie takes place in a small neighborhood which could easily fit into one of the neighborhoods of the Great Depression. And it's more like a, here's several of these characters, what's going on with their lives in what happens to be the hottest day for this neighborhood. And a lot of the actors do a fantastic job. Spike Lee stars in the movie as Moki, as I mentioned, but he also wrote, produced, and directed this movie that started out as an independent production. And so I gotta give props to him for managing to make his character believable, since he has to deal with all this other shit of producing it, writing, and directing. Danny Aiello plays the pizzeria owner and Moki's boss, and he does a fantastic job in this movie, and so does his sons, one of them played by John Turturro, which, if you ever wanted to see John Turturro in a movie before he embarrassed himself with the Transformers movies, then Do the Right Thing is one of those. That and Big Lebowski. So, as I said, the movie kind of plays out very much like it's not going to make a statement, just a straight movie for entertainment value. But once we get near the end of the movie, things get a little conflicting, and what I mean by conflicting is how audiences would view it. The title of this movie is Do the Right Thing. There are some events in this movie that kind of contradict that title, but I think it's a perfect subject matter to bring in discussion. Moki does something in the movie that makes the audience ask, did he do the right thing? And it's something that happens near the end of the movie. I don't want to spoil it for those who've not seen it, but for those who have seen it, what do I think of it? Did he do the right thing? I think no, but what he did was a knee-jerk reaction, which is a flaw in all humans, no matter what the race. Whenever we see something that we dislike or like immediately, sometimes we have knee-jerk reactions. We don't think about what we're doing. It's just something that happens as the human race that we are. And then we look back at these events and it's just like, yeah, we kind of screwed up, huh? We didn't really think that one through, but that's how we are as humans. And Do the Right Thing is definitely a movie that really is a thinker's movie. It really does have entertaining moments, very funny moments throughout the movie, but in the end, it really does make you think about its subject matter, and is a very good movie, I think. Now, one problem I have with the movie, and it's not anything to do with the message of the movie, the themes, it's the camera work. Whenever Spike Lee has people like look straight into the camera and talk, that doesn't bother me too much because it adds to the artistic style of the movie. What I can't stand are those Dutch angles. Dutch angles, I'm sorry, just never work for me. Like, in a sense, to be artistic, they just don't do it for me. I think maybe Battlefield Earth ruined Dutch angles forever. I don't know, but I just cannot stand Dutch angles. They're annoying, they're distracting, it takes away from actually focusing on the movie because I'm just like, can you move the camera straight? It's like when people record a video on their iPhone doing this. It's just like, and then posting it on YouTube. It's like, no. Do you watch your TV like this? No, you watch it like this. So record like this. Film a movie like this. You don't see me recording a review like this, do you? Because it's pretty annoying, huh? Well, it's even more annoying that my hand's in the way. But that's a small rant that really shouldn't take away from the greatness of this movie, because Do the Right Thing is really well written, well directed, well acted, and has many themes that are very much parallel to what's going on today and should be important for any generation. So Do the Right Thing is definitely worth seeing in your lifetime, especially if you've been following a lot of these incidents with police, unjust murders. It's very fascinating. And that's my review for Do the Right Thing. Now, the next review in the Universal 100th Anniversary Blu-ray set is Jurassic Park, but I've already reviewed that movie. So we're going to skip over to the next movie on the set, which, if you want to know what that is, you're going to have to come back next Wednesday. But until then, leave a comment to me what you thought of Do the Right Thing if you've seen it. Like, subscribe, go check out my video blog channel. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, go like me on Facebook. And this is the real Mr. Robinson telling you there is only one.